Given it's April 1st, it felt appropriate to pull something out of my collection that some people just don't believe is real. And that item is Magic Mushroom. This is an anthology manga by artist Yokihi, who, like many artists in the 1990s, essentially published their own comics and pressed it out like a doujinshi. This is one of the rarest books I own. In fact, for a long time I thought that a copy was going to be completely unobtainable because of how much time had passed, and because, well, you know, these comics in particular tend to disappear. And you can find scans of this online. And this masterpiece is iconic in a lot of internet circles because of not the body of work overall, but for essentially the title story. I forgot that I put this in protective plastic. Specifically, we're dealing with two stories or chapters called Asoko Kinoko, or Forbidden Mushroom. In this story, our hero Fujino wakes up one morning to find out that instead of his penis where it should be, he now has a woman. Like, his penis has been replaced with a miniaturized woman. Like, the woman is literally his penis. And you know how the old saying goes, but now it's quite literally true, his penis has a mind of its own. And the beginning of the story is about him getting in awkward situations because, well, you know, it wants to do its thing. She wants to do her thing. And because of this, there's someone else at the school that kind of is, like, suspicious. So an upperclassman named Okusawa corners him and is like, what's going on here? And boom, he has no choice but to reveal Magic Mushroom. This doesn't bother Okusawa at all, though, because as it turns out, he also has a magic mushroom. And Okusawa's magic mushroom is so intrigued by Fujino's magic mushroom that they kind of start to, well, use your imagination. And the longer it goes on, the more hot and bothered both these fellas get together until, well, you know how these things work. In the second part, it turns out that the reason these two guys have their is because Anamoto-san, who is the girl that Fujino likes, did some voodoo magic. It's like Bible black. And she cast this spell that was supposed to make them bonded together forever, which, like all magic, has unintended consequences. It's like monkey's paw, but with your dick. Needless to say, some sexy stuff has to happen before it goes away. What I find really interesting is that those two chapters define the whole volume. Like, there's no explanation of any of the other chapters in most of the descriptions of Magic Mushroom, but it only takes up 35 pages out of about 180, so it's really not even the majority of the book. As far as why I own it, because I had the opportunity to buy it. There's something that speaks to me about owning super novel, unusual, interesting pieces of fandom lore. And preserving these kinds of artifacts in case they're, you know, needed to prove that they exist is something I'm super passionate about, and is actually the original basis for this series in the first place, making you familiar with unusual things that I've picked up. So a lot of things you'll hear about today from a lot of other places are totally fake, but one thing that isn't is Magic Mushroom. That's all I've got for now, everybody. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.